Hello, it's me again, Tyler Ford with Remax Central. We are going over page 4 of the RPA. We still got a long way to go. The holidays hit. Anyways, I'm back. One of my favorite pages, to believe it or not, the inspection. The inspection is very important because it can show you items in the house or things that might be wrong or broken or have some kind of issues with them that you didn't see in your initial walkthrough of the house on day one when you looked at it and said, you know what, this house is for me. I want to make an offer, Tyler. So, inspections are very important and they are not a necessity, but they are a necessity, if that makes sense. You don't necessarily need them, but they are necessary in the fact of it's going to show you things that are wrong with the house that maybe someone tried to cover up. Maybe no one tried to cover up and there's an issue that no one else knew about. Maybe there's an issue that everyone knew about and you were out of the loop, but now you know. Anyways, these inspections are designed to find things that might deter you from buying the house. I I don't want to say deter you, but educate you to make a decision whether or not you want to go with this house or not. So, home inspections, pools, spas, roof inspections, usually paid all by the buyer. This list here is for you to say, hey, I want a home inspection. I want this inspection. I want this inspection. I want this inspection. What does that usually mean? It usually means that after the home inspection, if it shows that there's a issue with the roof, the home inspector is not going to say get your roof fixed. He's going to say highly suggest a licensed personnel to come out and take a look at your roof. So I personally like to put the buyer will have X amount of inspections on this. However, that can get kicked back and that needs to be explained. It can get kicked back if you put all these inspections to be bought by the buyer. Sometimes the seller will say, why does he want all these inspections done? You don't necessarily want them done. You want to be able to cover your butt and say, hey, I put down on my offer that you accepted as a seller that if the home inspection does identify, I will get a roof inspection done on that and out of my pocket. So there, obviously you can do buyer 50/50 waived or NA. You as a buyer have the right to write the offer any way, shape, or form that you want. Our job as real estate agent is to do that and then educate you on saying, hey, you know what, if we put buyer on all these, it might get kicked back saying, hey, a soil inspection? What's your concern with soil? Why does he need an inspection? Just be careful. Just be careful. That's why I design these videos is let's educate uh, the world essentially and let them know why we do certain things the way we do. Um, and termite inspection and pest inspection, you have to get done by the VA just so you know that. The lenders usually don't let it loose. Anyways, got to get those done. Um, Surveying, soil inspections, those are really niche things that you can get done, but that's only if you have a question on like border of like house over here and a fence over here and stuff like that. Or in soil inspections, if you think the soil is contaminated in any way, shape, or form, like you have a property on Chernobyl or something. Anyways, just be careful when you do this. I personally like the pool inspection if there's a pool. Also, you can waive things. If you waive it, if I'm a seller and I look at it as you waived it and there is something issue with the pool that's not disclosed on the SRPD because I didn't know about it, is I'd say then you can't get it. But anyways, additional inspections in the event the inspection reveals areas of concern with these things, you have the right to get them more looked at by a certified personnel, which you probably should if it does identify in the home inspection. Buyer's request for repairs. I highlighted this portion. Items of general maintenance or cosmetic nature which do not materially affect the value of the use of property which existed at the time of acceptance and which are not expressly addressed in this agreement are deemed accepted by the buyer, except as otherwise provided in this agreement. And then it says goes on to say the broker won't pay for these. Just if you think there's a problem, or even this cosmetic thing, if you think there's a mold issue or a fungal contaminant issue, you might want to get it tested. I did. There was something that happened in the past, and turns out it was a fungal contaminant. Anyways, moving on. Proration and fees. These are usually the fees paid by the seller, and it tells you you can do seller, buyer, 50-50, waived, or NA. Remember, as a buyer, this is your offer. It's not the real estate agent's offer because I'm not buying the house. You're buying the house. We write it how you want it. Typically, it goes seller, seller, buyer, buyer, seller. Uh, Typically, that's how it goes. If you don't do it the typical way, usually they get kickback saying, no, we're not going to pay for an appraisal for you to get our house appraised. As a seller, we're not going to pay for that. Just be careful what you do there. Usually, like I said, seller, seller, buyer, buyer, seller. That's usually how it goes. Prorated for tax purposes, all that good stuff. They prorate it to a certain specific time within that. If X days have passed in a 30-day calendar day, then it's prorated to that. Anyways, preliminary title report, very important. Within 10 business days of opening escrow, they should give you a preliminary title report. Why? Well, this gives you an option to see if there are any clouds, any liens, anything that says this is not such a clean title. They call it a cloud on title. They have to get it fixed uh, before you accept it, or you say, hey, there's an issue, I need this accepted. Right here. It shall be accepted if buyer makes an objection to any items contained within this preliminary title report. Seller shall have 5 business days after receipt of objections to correct or address the objections within the time specified. Seller fails to do these, buyer shall have the option to terminate agreement, providing no seller, escrow officer, entitled buyer refund the EMD. So you have options. This is just to make sure that you are getting a clean title and that everything is good. I know I'm past time. I'm sorry, guys. Another one back. I'm hoping to do it every week on Thursday. Hopefully, remember, always sign, read it. Make sure that you talk to your real estate agent and say, hey, what is this? What is that? If they don't know the answer, they can go get them, especially with prorations and stuff like that, um, and taxes, and make sure you're knowledgeable in there. Name's Tyler Ford, Remax Central, 702-285-5650 is my phone number. Give me a call, shoot me a text. Give me some feedback on these, how I can make them better or worse. No, how I can make them better for you. S dot 0196897 is my license number, and pleasure talking to you, and hope to see you guys in the future. Thanks. Bye.